Good evening. I'm Jesse McCall, live from the studio of Tri Young News. Tonight, we assess the critical diplomatic juncture at the Cambodia-Thailand border. While Thailand's actions are driven by political chaos and imperialistic ambition, Cambodia is making a final, urgent call for the international community to safeguard the peace by forcing adherence to international law. I want to talk about the essential need for dialogue, the absurdity of Thailand's unilateral threats, and the crucial diplomatic agenda set for the month of October. The situation on the ground remains tense, punctuated by Thailand's aggressive acts, which necessitate Cambodia's firm diplomatic resolve. As you can see through the news today, additional aggressive acts of land clearing equipment on the Thai-Cambodia border without any diplomatic dialogue for the clearing of these mines on the border areas. This very morning, on October 10th, 2025, the secretariats of the Regional Border Committee successfully convened at the Osmak International Border Gate in Oda Menche province. This meeting to introduce the coordination group, which is we short form the CG, and reaffirm commitments to de-escalation. This was a victory for Cambodian persistence, secured after numerous previous delays caused by Thai internal reshuffles. I may remind you that this meeting had been scheduled previously, but because oftentimes we don't know who's in charge over there, and we don't know who's actually running things over there due to so many cabinet reshuffles in Thailand, the meeting had been delayed. But this morning's meeting of the Regional Border Committee is a success. The October agenda is this. This morning's preparatory meeting paves the way for the crucial high-level RBC meeting, which is scheduled for October 15th through 17th, 2025 in Oda Menche. This morning it was the secretariats, but in the middle of October here, October 15th to 17th, will be the RBC meeting. It will be the Regional Border Committee meeting between the two countries. This is a crucial high-level meeting. The urgency of these meetings is underscored by Thailand's reckless political threats, which on our side here in Cambodia seem to aim to destroy the legal basis for peace. I want to remind you and go through these things a bit. First of all, Thailand is still considering a referendum to revoke the MOU 2000, the UN registered treaty. This is the only legitimate mechanism for settling the undemarcated border. There are parts of the border that are undemarcated. There is a UN registered treaty called the MOU 2000 from the year 2000. Which is the only legitimate mechanism for settling these border issues. Then we have the logic of aggression. It seems that Thailand knows that it cannot win its claims that are rooted in outdated apps and unilaterally made apps and historic imperialism. It seems that Thailand knows it cannot win in the International Court of Justice, and therefore it seeks to unilaterally discard the MOU 2000, which would create a legal vacuum, and thereby justifying the imposition of its own will by military force. I want to point out to you that this is not a political maneuver. This is an act of international lawlessness. There's a catalog of contradictions Cambodia also has a very strong call for accountability. Thailand's rhetoric is not a facade. Their actions, Thailand's actions, consistently prove that their commitment is to conquest, not cooperation. Case in point, we have what Thailand has called bilateral talks, which is hypocrisy. This is absurd and self-serving. Thailand so far has rejected much of the third-party oversight, insisting that the issues should have been and should be resolved, quote-unquote, bilaterally. This is the logic of a militarily stronger party demanding a negotiation where the only outcome for them would be our capitulation. This is a gross violation of the United Nations Charter's principle of peaceful settlement amongst sovereign equals. Then, unfortunately, we have the numerous ceasefire breaches, which are a violation of good faith. Consistently, we have seen Thailand violating the ceasefire, most recently with mortar fire and small arms fire at the firing at the Cambodian Anseh base, as well as the illegal construction of fortifications. This proves that Thailand seeks to seize territory under the guise of an ongoing negotiation. Then we have the illegal eviction and legal coercion. This is a violation of Cambodia's sovereignty. Thailand has been demanding that Cambodia submit a quote-unquote evacuation plan for the Cambodian citizens in disputed areas. It's also been threatening to impose its domestic martial law on Cambodian citizens. These demands are unilateral. They are illegal attempts to assert sovereignty over disputed area. You can't do that. Severely infringing on the rights of Cambodia's long-settled populations. And then we have the unlawful detention of 18 soldiers. This is a violation of the Geneva Conventions, the continued detention of 18 Cambodian soldiers that were captured, again, let me stress it, after the ceasefire, is a continuous, cruel violation of international humanitarian law, using human lives as political bargaining chips. Cambodia's strategy remains clear: to appeal to our allies and international bodies to enforce the law that Thailand refuses to respect. Once again, we appeal to our allies and international bodies to work with us to enforce the very law that Thailand is refusing to respect. We, of course, have the upcoming ASEAN summit and the role of the United States in this ASEAN summit as well. The 47th ASEAN summit, scheduled for late October in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, is a critical venue for this border issue. This summit, which is expected to draw world leaders, is where the full weight of the crisis will be presented. President of the United States, Donald Trump's stance. We acknowledge the crucial role played by the U.S. president in brokering the July ceasefire, a direct action that temporarily halted the fighting. It's also important to note that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, recently sent a letter to the Thai Prime Minister urging a peaceful resolution. Cambodia's position is clear. We welcome his continued involvement as external non-ASEAN pressure has proven effective in compelling Thailand to adhere to the ceasefire. We believe the full weight of international trade and political leverage must be applied. Cambodia's commitment to peace is resolute. We demand that the world recognize the necessity of the MOU 2000, a treaty submitted to the United Nations, and the JBC framework. No compromise. We demand that Thailand abandon its futile threat of the referendum of canceling the MOU 2000, return to the principles of dialogue and respect. Doesn't that sound like a nice way to live as a human being? Just following the principles of dialogue and respect. We also demand the immediate release of Cambodia's captured soldiers. We demand an end to all unilateral acts of hostility. Cambodia will not step down by firing, nor can we tolerate this type of contempt. We here in Cambodia demand that Thailand abandon the reckless, self-destructive path of military aggression, choose the path of civilized conduct and respect. That concludes our special report for tonight. Thank you for watching us. Good night. Ayun ang chup lo na mapaon no kanang pe chap chap kan mok tamadong.
ត្រយងនាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង